My name is Henry C. Jr. Normally, I don't speak in public forums, especially to a million viewers as today. It's not because of anything, but because I'm shy and also I'm lazy. And I always keep my opinion to myself unless when asked.
Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update na naman tayo. Multi-billionaire at business tycoon at Vice Chairman ng NGCP na si Henry C. Jr. ay dawit sa issue ng National Grid Commission of the Philippines. Lumantad na at naglabas ng kanyang statement. Sa nagdaang committee hearing on franchise sa Kongreso ay nagsipaglabasan ang mga individual na may kaugnayan sa kontrobersiya ng National Grid Commission of the Philippines or NGCP kung saan nadiskubre na halos kontrolado pala ito ng bansang China kahit na 60% ay pagmamay-ari ng bansa. Napag-alaman din na meron pala itong control system sa Nanjing, China. At maaari nitong pataasin ang singil ng kuryente sa bansa. At ang nakakabahala dito ay maaari nitong ipa-block out ang kuryente ng bansa dahil sa main control system nito sa Nanjing. Pinatunayan ito ni Attorney Melvin Matibag, ang Transco former president, na dumalo din sa pagdinig. At ayon sa kanya ay isa itong pagbabanta sa sovereignty ng ating bansa. Narito ang nakakagulat na mga revelasyon sa committee hearing on franchise sa Kamara. Atin pong panuurin.
Possibility of interference from the Chinese in our operation, especially in the supply of electricity in this country, which was also stated by the chairman, no less than Henry C. Sr.
Sirs, they're making their livelihood out of NGCP. We cannot fault them for defending him. If I'm on their side, baka mas malala pa yung ginagawa ko. But now I'm standing here not as a president of Transco, as an individual, as a citizen, na tinitingnan ko. What I'm telling you, totoo po yan. Kung gusto nyo, sama-sama tayo pumunta, submit it to cyber audit.
Mr. Chair, may we ask the NGCP if it is possible for them to provide us a representative from NARI?
Can reply. Attorney Paul, Attorney...
Mr. Chairman, can I pass the mic to Engineer Clark?
Mr. Chair, I believe that the question is answerable simply by a yes or a no, whether they
Yeah.
will provide a representative or not, with all due respect.
They would like, the question is, can we ask Nari to appear before this committee? Can you help us?
I
To
believe we
answer
cannot.
some questions that the committee has, even in an executive session.
We'll try to ask our Chinese partners, but definitely, Mr. Chairman, at the moment, personally, I cannot. I do not even know a representative from NARI.
Okay, thank you.
Because this is a Chinese corporation. And chances are, the people in NARI are all Chinese people. And that's what makes this situation so difficult for us Filipino citizens. Yes, Attorney Melvin, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, it defies logic, yung sinasabi. I apologize, pero para sa akin, hindi ka tanggap-tanggap eh. NARI is a supplier. Ibig sabihin, contractor ng NGCP yan. Hanggang ngayon, binabayaran nyo yan. Hindi naman pwedeng hindi nyo imbitahan. And they will say, kung hindi kayo mag-appear dito, tigil na namin bayad, kuha na kami ng iba na supplier. Ayun ko, I might be wrong. I will leave the better judgment to the honorable gentlemen and gentlewomen of this honorable committee.
Thank you. That's something that we will have to discuss and request. Because I think it does make sense that if they are your supplier, then for transparency, without going into issue of protocols, or then we can ask. Because I think there are questions. May I know,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if I may, I think we need an answer from them. If
Congresswoman-
supplier nila talaga yung NARI.
yes, Attorney Paul, they are your supplier, correct?
Yes, sir.
They're your
na-
supplier.
Apo.
So, binabayaran niya yan buwan-buwan.
Yeah. Sir, I would just like to clarify regarding the points being raised by Mr. Matibag. First, on the hardware.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair,
Binabayaran niyo ba buwan-buwan yan as a supplier?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay, klaro tayo.
no, sir, not every month. Once they supply the equipment, the software, and then after the commissioning, full control and operation is
How about
within us.
after-sales service?
You have, sir, we maintain maintenance service agreement with them. So kung
Yun.
pag may problem
Yun,
po,
may ano pa yun.
pupunta
So, may
sila.
relationship pa rin kayo.
Meron pa
Thank
rin
you.
po.
Okay, klaro rin.
Mr. Chairman, sorry again, no?
Yeah, don't
Pero
go to
I couldn't understand bakit ang sagot ni attorney hindi niya kaya imbitahin. Meron palang working relationship sila.
Attorney.
That's why, with the answer of our technical partner, Mr. Chairman, we will endeavor that a representative from, if we can, NARI, will attend the next hearing.
Proceed.
Mr. Chair,
Before, kasi related to eh. Because I noticed the consultant for the regulatory reset of ERC are foreigners, but they are here. Hindi po ba Chinese New Year sa kanila? Hindi po. So, yun lang po. I just have to make a point.
Mr. Chair, we will go back to you, Attorney Matibag. But please let this representation continue with the interpellation. Kanina po nabanggit yung Senate hearing. Our resource person relayed to us that President Almeida made a testimony about the cyber attacks, whether it is against the corporate system or the system of NGCP. I wish to be certain. The committee wishes to be certain. We have reports as well that in the same Senate inquiry, Transco consultant by the name Ronaldo Del Mundo testified that NARI is a transmission control operation of platform system which allows remote access. This is according to consultant Ronaldo Del Mundo of Trasco. And to add, Mr. Chair, in the same Senate inquiry, the same Mr. Del Mundo testified as well that NARI is a computer control na pwedeng mag-switch on, switch off ng circuit breaker ng power plants. Mr. Chair, I wish to believe that the transcript of records of this Senate inquiry forms part of the public records. Therefore, Mr. Chair, this representation humbly move that we request for a copy of this transcript for all of us to be enlightened on the testimony that were given already by President Almeida along with Ronaldo Del Mundo, because these are under oath testimonies which should not be contradicted when they testify on a different forum or investigation. So, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. Chairing no objection. The motion of the Honorable Luistro is approved. COMSEC, please carry out the letter request to the Senate. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I recall likewise that during the last hearing, I manifested my desire to conduct an ocular inspection of this system control, which we allege as NARI until we are able to verify, of NGCP. However, Mr. Chair, I found out from the records that since 2019, in spite of the regulatory power given to Transco, to ERC, wala pa palang nangyayaring system audit dito sa system control.
Sir, your 5 minutes up, but we will give you an extension because you're also a senior citizen.
Yes, I invoke
Okay,
that
for
because
two.
otherwise
Okay.
there will be no equal protection of the laws.
Okay.
If you are going to
Proceed.
give
We will extend.
Congressman Marcoleta and not me. Thank you for the
Okay.
3 minutes.
Thank you.
Otherwise, you violate the Constitution.
Mr. Chairman, please.
Please, attorney.
No finding of any violation by
And-
NICA. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And since when did you have this memorandum allowing NICA to really go into the operations, go into the your distribution system and the influence of the Chinese in the NGCP? When did you have that NICA agreement?
Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Prior to this administration, we had been allowing NICA, ISAF to inspect our facilities. During this administration of President Marcos, we entered into a memorandum of agreement with NICA. And also during this administration, we allowed them, Mr. Chairman, to hold office in NGCP. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So you're saying
Proceed.
that NICA, Mr. Chairman, can I proceed? You're saying that the NICA is holding office right there in your premises.
That's what I said, Mr. Chairman.
Wow. And
Thank you.
also, you mentioned about the ISAP. Do you have also agreements with the armed forces of the Republic of the Philippines?
Mr. Chairman, with respect to the armed forces of the Philippines, we have agreements in the local level with respect to the protection of our facilities. And we also have an agreement with the armed forces of the Philippines with respect to reservists. We have reservists who are employees of NGCP who committed themselves to protect the transmission facilities. And Attorney Samboy here is a lieutenant colonel. Is a lieutenant colonel of the reserve forces of the armed forces of the Philippines. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So in all the operations from the time you started in 2008 up to now, has there been any derogatory report and you have been asked by the NICA, the armed forces, and all the intelligence bodies here that you have to be, there are violations in terms of possibility. We're talking about possibilities. Possibility of interference by these Chinese who are always intruding illegally in our West Philippine Sea, and which the Chinese has lost all 8 points in the International Arbitral Tribunal in Den Haag. Was there any to alert you? Because the NICA is the primary intelligence gathering and analysis of our country. Was there anything from the time you operated up to now that NICA has called your attention to violations?
Mr. Chairman, there's none. We haven't received any notice from NICA, from ISAF, that we are violating security measures and laws. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And my final question is to the President, President Anthony Almeida. You're under oath. Where is Anthony?
Mr. Almeida, please take your respective seat. I
Do
think
you-
he went to the restroom.
Yeah. Do
Okay,
you
there.
assure this august committee on franchise, with our distinguished members here present and the valued resource persons, can you state you're under oath that there is no possibility of interference from the Chinese in our operation, especially in the supply of electricity in this country, which was also stated by the chairman, no less than Henry C. Sr., that there is no possibility at all, and everything is fake news, that the Chinese can interfere and can black out the entire country. Can you say that categorically, unequivocally?
Mr. Almeida, you're under oath.
Yes, Mrs. Chair. Yes, there is no possibility that, as far as I'm concerned, as a Filipino citizen and as a reserve also of the armed forces, I categorically say that there's no possibility, Mr. Chair, that the Chinese can, yeah.
Thank you. And with that, Mr. Chairman, it is clear that the NGCP has not violated any constitutional provision and even the principles underlying the Constitution. Number
Thank
two, Mr. Chairman, it has clearly followed all the provisions of its franchise. Third, all that they have done has been approved by the ERC. The pass on of the franchise tax and all the cross ownership and also the public offering. So, Mr. Chairman, I do not see how we can continue with this hearing when there are no violations. Mr. Chairman, that is my question.
Thank you.
Would you again want to go delve on that when clearly the constitutional issues, the franchise issues, the speculations, Mr. Chairman, I think we should already adjourn and let's go to face what are the important bills of our country, like my intelligence bills, my anti-espionage bills,
Thank you
because
very
that
much.
will increase the penalties of spies.
Thank
in
you
this
very
country.
much, the
Thank you.
Honorable Rufus Rodriguez.
Mr. Chair.
Like I said, these are this is an inquiry, and not because there is a franchise violation, because that is for the committee to make, Congressman Rufus, and not solely within your authority. Okay? That is a collective
Mr. Chair.
decision. So hindi nyo kayang desisyonan ho kung may franchise violation. But again, we're looking at how to bring down the prices of electricity, and we will continue to do so until we're able to achieve that goal. Now,
Mr. Chair.
the USEC Janet Garin is
Sharon, sir.
recognized.
Sharon.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The better Garin. Okay. Okay. No, USEC Sharon Garin is recognized.
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to clarify lang, ang records ng DOE on the approvals of the, yung mga magtatrabaho na foreigners, we have from 2018 to 2024, there are directors, senior technical advisor, but we don't have the record of the individual that you are looking for. But maybe if there's such a claim, because that's way back for us, baka pwedeng i-provide lang ng NGCP kung that's the claim, Mr. Chair. Because we don't have it in DOE, Mr. Chair.
Much. Attorney Matibag.
Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang pong ilatag sa committee, the last hearing that we have in the Senate, chaired before by the chairman of Energy and Senate, Senator Win Gatchalian, kasi pina-under oath kanina si President Almeda na hindi possible, na may attacks, gano'n. I think if we will review the transcript of that hearing, he admitted that
Mr. Chairman,
NGCP,
point of order. Can a fellow resource person ask or
I'm not asking,
comment on the question? Can he cross-examine a fellow?
No. He is not, Honorable Mikey, he is not, because I acknowledged him and for him to state his opinion. May I know what happened to that hearing?
well,
I was about to ask
trying
that question.
give something kung ayaw niyong marinig ng...
Yes, go ahead,
I will not
please.
speak.
Please. Ano yun?
Hindi, nag-hearing kasi noon, chaired by, that was the last hearing that we had. That was...
Ano sabi ni, anong sinabi?
Sinabi niya na...
Point of order,
everyday-
Mr. Chairman. Melvin.
Attorney Matibag, pwede ba tapusin na ho natin?
Mr. Chair, we are here to find the truth.
Yes, correct.
I'm
Go
here
ahead.
as a citizen also.
Okay. Proceed. Please proceed.
I'm not for China, I'm for Philippines.
Okay, go ahead.
Witch
Okay.
hunting here.
So what was said?
I don't want to witch hunt
So
here.
for
We are
the,
not with
One
something.
specific company.
I'm stating a fact. You reviewed the Senate
The
last
facts
week.
are very clear. I tell you,
order.
whatever is stated in the Senate is not here. It's what is stated here.
He
Yes.
was
okay.
under oath when he made that statement.
Correct.
We are now in Congress, in the House of Representatives.
Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, if you don't
Yes.
want to hear me,
Again,
I will keep quiet.
like I said, I'm asking you to continue. What was said? Quiet, please.
He stated that NGCP is suffering an attack every day.
Okay.
And
Mr. Chair,
From
may I be
where?
recognized?
From where?
Kung saan-saan. Maraming yung cyber attack.
Okay. So yun ang issue.
Yun yung sinasabi ko kasi based doon sa sinasabi under oath, wala, hindi pwede.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, may
Okay,
I be
thank you very
recognized?
much. Attorney, sundin lang po ha. I will acknowledge you. Relax ka lang. Okay? So I will, Attorney Matibag, are you done? Have you said your piece?
Okay na po
That
kasi
it be
baka
said
magalit
dahil-
po yung mga abogado.
Hindi. Okay, abogado ka rin naman eh. Okay, so pare-pareho kayo abogado. Yun ang mahirap pag maraming abogado. Attorney, okay?
Mr. Chair, thank you.
Yes.
I think Mr. Matibag and I were at that same hearing.
Okay.
And I'd just like to clarify the statement made was cyber attacks on our IT, our corporate system.
Okay.
Our corporate system, unlike our operating system, is indeed connected to the internet. And like any other corporate network, it is subject to periodic attempts. However, thankfully, and I am knocking on wood here, we have not had a breach of our IT for our corporate network. As opposed to our operating network, the one that runs the transmission system, we again emphasize that this is a closed system, disconnected by default from the internet. So there are no cyber attacks possible on the operating network, the OT. Yung IT po, ang binanggit ni Mr. Almeida at that time, and just to put into context what he said, we do suffer certain attempts, but we have been able thus far to repel all those attempts, even though there are certain periods, marami talaga siya.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you,
Klaro
Mr.
po yan.
Chair.
So, I'm sure Attorney Matipag will stand by what he said and what he heard during that hearing. So we will try to get the transcript there. So we will see and compare. Anyway, thank you very much, Attorney. We now proceed to the next interpolator, the Deputy Majority Leader, the Honorable Franz Pumaren.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just like I think every Filipino's main concern right now is the security issue. Today, or the last 6 months, 8 months, the landscape is totally different now. As we recall, just a few days ago, the PNP was able to apprehend mga spy machines, mga gadgets, and everything. My question here is, tamang sinabi ni Congressman Rufus, was there a violation? But we're talking about national interest. If I may ask the NGCP, what's the nationality of the assistant CTO? If you have.
Attorney Paul, are you raising your hands? Is the question addressed to NGCP? Deputy Majority Leader
Yes.
Franz Pumaren, is that
Yes,
a
yes.
question
I'm asking
to
lang if they have an
NGCP?
assistant, yes, CTO of NGCP.
Attorney Paul?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have an assistant CTO, Engineer Cesar Sanchez. May soul rest in peace. He is a Filipino citizen. His body is in Iligan now. He just died last week. But he's a Filipino citizen, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Another thing, Mr. Chairman, I noticed it, talagang their main priority to hire the CTO, correct me if I'm wrong, is a Chinese national. Tama po ba?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Please proceed.
There is no inclination on our part to specifically hire Chinese as our CTO. As mentioned earlier, Honorable Congressman Pumaren, our CTO now is Engineer Rico Vega, who is a Filipino citizen.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I understand that, but meron pending application. Tama po ba?
Wala po, Mr. Chairman. Wala po, Mr. Chairman, considering that he is a Filipino citizen, Mr. Chairman.
So walang nakaposisyon right now. A while ago when Congresswoman Stella Kimbo mentioned it, na meron ngang aplikante for that particular position.
Wala po. Siya po.
So ngayon
siya po ang CTO namin, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
si
so
Engineer Rico Vega.
because as for the national interest, we know for the fact na yung position na yun is very vital. And Mr. Chairman, I just want to manifest it's a very shallow reason for those directors, those Chinese, not to tell us here. That's why they're not here, because yesterday was their annual meeting. Tama, annual meeting. If they find this hearing very important, dapat lumipad sila ngayon. Second, ang isang reason is it's Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is January 29. I know there's festival, but here, we're in the Philippines. They're officers of NGCP. Mas priority ba sa kanila ang mag-enjoy sa festival? I don't think so. Tama po ba yun, Mr. Chairman? Maybe we can hear from them. That's a very shallow reason. Festival? Tayo ba, if may work tayo dito, we cannot attend because birthday ko, birthday nito? That's the main concern. How can you show us na this Chinese, yung heart nila sa Filipinos para tumulong?
Mr. Chairman, if
Are you done, Honorable?
I want an answer from the...
Attorney Paul.
Mr. Chairman, with respect to the question, I believe, Mr. Chairman, that, and I'm pretty sure they purchased their tickets prior to the receipt of today's hearing. So that's why they had to fly to China. As to the concerns being raised by Congressman Pumaren, rest assured we will relay all of those things to our Chinese directors.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. And,
Mr. Chairman.
As requested earlier, notices will still be sent to them for the future hearings. Thank you.
Yes, I know that we will invite them. Pero mababaw naman, nakabili ng ticket and everything. If they find this really important, they can still buy another ticket. And Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion also if we can invite yung Nika, yung sinasabi nila na nag-office dyan sa NGCP. As we all know, I hope I'm wrong, baka they're too comfortable with their setup right now in NGCP. Because like what I mentioned, the dynamics right now totally changed with regards to what's happening here in the Philippines. With regards to, I'm not trying to zero in on the directors or officers of Chinese nationals in NGCP. Pero ngayon, iba na po ang dynamics, iba na po ang landscape. A few days ago, may nahuli tayong Chinese na nag-spy. Diba? So, if we can invite also yung Nika, the one in charge of Nika, or the one assigned to that particular office, para we can hear kung ano po talaga ang what's happening.
Take note of that, and indeed, the security issue is something that is in, I would say, top of the list, or top of mind of all Filipinos. Yes, the Honorable Franz Pumaren.
Yeah, ano lang yun, that's my query lang. It's just so frustrating, you know, those Chinese nationals, parang napaka-special for them, hearing ang Rason Festival, nakabili ng ticket. Don't tell me they cannot afford to buy another ticket if they find this really important.
Thank you very much.
Parang pinoproteksyonan pa ng kapwa Pilipino na gina-justify pa that they're not here. That's so frustrating. Where is our national pride here?
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, the Honorable Franz Pumaren. Yes, Attorney Paul, we will invite them in the next hearings.
Mr. Chairman,
until they run out of holidays. Yes. Attorney Paul.
Yes, we would like to assure this body that we are also Filipino citizens. We take our nationality and citizenship very seriously. Nandyan po kami, and we would like to assure the body, as Mr. Henry C. mentioned in his statement, nung pumasok yung grupo po namin dyan, nandyan na yan. Nandyan na yung mga Chinese. They were part of the bidders. Partners po sila ng MOG more. Now, Mr. Chairman, we would, we would, because I keep hearing all of these things, now simply because we have Chinese partners does not make us less patriotic than the others. We would want to assure everybody that we are there, we are guarding,